Hi there. Um, Welcome to this fun little edition of Steve's Sporty Balls. I am your host, Steve X-Man Baxley, and for the next 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to entertain you with some sports news and maybe a few other things as well. Our show is presented to you by the L2C Media Network. Harry is taking this Memorial Day weekend off. So I'm here, and after the show, I'm going to head off to bed. Just, I don't know, just I'm doing okay. Just got through with the Baller show for now, and I want to say hi to my friends, Mandy, Shane, PTP, and of course the dynamic one, Dale Quone. Yeah, it's anyway. I'll be okay. Let's get to some baseball scores. Our scoreboard is sponsored in part by Sportsbook and Casino. Remember, we are all Caesars. Even Caesars, they know their limits. And if you know your limits and you still need some help, call some of the finest folks that can help you out. They are from the National Problem Gambling Helpline. 1-800-522-4700. That's 1-800-522-4700. This is, of course, our show. We are coming to you tonight from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk here in our studios in Jackson. So we welcome you aboard, and let's get started. We have 5 games still going on. Let's get you the scores right now. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Cincinnati Reds over the San Francisco Giants, 3-1. We got the, I think that's the bottom of the 8th. It is? No. Yeah, because it's pointing downward. Okay, so 3-1, Reds over Giants, bottom of the 8th. Top of the 9th inning, Twins over the Royals, 10-6, 10-6. Let's keep going. 7th inning, Angels over the Blue Jays, 3-2. Also in the 7th inning, the Mariners lead the Astros 6-1. And also in the 7th inning, Dodgers over the Diamondbacks 5-1. And we got 2 others. Also in the 7th inning, Pirates and Padres tied at 3. And in the bottom of the 7th inning, it is the Athletics over the Rangers 5-4. Here's some final scores for you. Baltimore Orioles beat the Boston Red Sox by a score of 12-8, 12-15-2 for the Orioles, 8-14-1 for the Red Sox. Perez, the winner, he's 3-0 for the Orioles. Strahm, the loser for the Red Sox, he's 2-2. Yankees over the Rays, 2-0, 2-6-0 for the Stankies, 0-2-0 for Tampa Bay. Italian gets the win for the Yankees, he's 5-1. Springs gets the loss, and He for Tampa, and he has a record now of 2-2. And Holmes for the Yankees gets his 6th save of the season. New York Mets over the Philadelphia Phillies, 8-6, 8-9-1 for the Mets, 6-9-2 for the Phils. Carrasco gets the win for the Mets. He's 5-1. Falter gets the loss for the Phils. He's 0-2, and Diaz gets his 11th save. The Atlanta Braves defeated the Florida Marlins by a score of 6-4, 6-6-1 for the Braves, 4-5-0 for the Marlins. Stevens with a win. He's 1-1 for the Braves. Bass with the loss for the Marlins is 1-2, and Jansen gets his 11th save for the Braves. And the St. Louis Cardinals defeated the Milwaukee Brewers 4-2, 4-5-0 for the Cards, 2-8-1 for the Brews. Verhagen gets the big win. He's 2-0 for the Cards. Woodruff gets the loss for the Brews. He's 5-3, and Helsley gets his 3rd save for the Cards. Rockies and Nationals, Guardians and Tigers, all postponed due to rain. And right now we're going to go from the major leagues to the minor leagues, get you some minor league action. Let's go to AAA. Bottom of the 7th inning, Albuquerque leads Round Rock 9-6. Top of the 7th inning, Salt Lake over Sacramento 10-4. Bottom of the 6th, it's Vegas, baby, 5, Tacoma 2. Final scores: Rochester over Syracuse 7-2, 7-10-1 for Rochester, 2-4-1 for the Qs. Jacksonville over Scranton Wilkes-Barre by a score of 7-3, 7-4-3 for Jacksonville, 3-8-0 for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Durham over Charlotte 7-1, 7-10-0 for Durham, 1-4-0 for Charlotte. Buffalo over Columbus 5-3, 5-2-1 for Buffalo, 3-4-0 for Columbus. Toledo beat Nashville 6-4, 6-13-0 for Toledo, 4-8-0 for Nashville. Norfolk over Gwinnett 5-2, 5-6-0 for Norfolk, 2-5-2 for Gwinnett. Louisville over Omaha 4-2, 4-6-0 for Louisville, 2-4-0 for Omaha. Worcester over Lehigh Valley 16-2, 16-15-0 for Worcester, 2-6-1 for Lehigh Valley. Reno over Oklahoma City 3-2, 3-5-0 for Reno, 2-6-2 for Oklahoma City. Memphis over Iowa 7-0, 7-6-0 for Memphis, 0-3-0 for Iowa. In 10 innings, St. Paul beat Indianapolis 9-8, 9-10-3 for St. Paul, 8-9-1 for Indianapolis. Finally, El Paso over Sugar 9-5, 9-12-0 for El Paso, 5-11-0 for Sugar Land. A very, very good night indeed for our friends over at 3A. Right now, let's go from the AAA to the AA. And obviously, they'll have all final scores, and they do. Rocket City in the second game of the Twilight Double Dip. Rocket City defeated Tennessee 7-6. 7-6-0 for Rocket City, 6-4-0 for Tennessee. In the first game, thank you, Rocket City, so they swept the doubleheader. Rocket City beat Tennessee 8-3, 8-10-0 for Rocket City, 3-3-4 for Tennessee. Once again, this too was a doubleheader. Second game, Springfield over Tulsa, 3-2, 3-3-0 for Springfield, 2-6-0 for Tulsa. In the first game, it was Tulsa over Springfield, so it was a split, 2-0. 2-3-0 for Tulsa, 0-3-1 for Springfield. Somerset defeated Portland by a score of 3-2, 3-7-0 for Somerset, 2-8-1 for Portland. Hartford over Richmond, 7-3, 7-10-0 for Hartford, 3-11-2 for Richmond. Binghamton over Reading, 6-4, 6-7-1 for Bing, 4-6-0 for Reading. Altoona beat Harrisburg by a score of 5-1, 5-14-1 for Altoona, 1-6-2 for Harrisburg. Final score in 6 innings was Erie 5, Bowie nothing. 5-8-0 for Erie, 0-2-0 for Bowie. Ugh, excuse me. New Hampshire over Akron, 6-3, 6-12-1 for New Hampshire, 3-6-1 for Akron. Chattanooga over Birmingham by a score of 4-1, 4-7-0 for Chattanooga, 1-7-0 for Birmingham. San Antonio over Frisco, 8-2, 8-16-1 for San Antonio, 2-4-0 for Frisco. Mississippi over Pensacola, 19-6, 19-17-1 for Mississippi, 6-13-1 for Pensacola. Biloxi over Montgomery, 9-7, 9-10-0 for Biloxi, 7-8-2 for Montgomery. Northwest Arkansas over Midland, 14-6, 14-17-2 for Northwest Arkansas, 6-7-2 for Midland. Wichita over Corpus Christi, 8-6, 8-11-3 for Wichita, 6-10-1 for Corpus Christi. Final in 12 innings, Amarillo beat Arkansas 4-1, 4-8-2 for Amarillo, 1-5-0 for Arkansas. And there you go. Happy landings, kids. Double A is done. Let's go and see about High A. Then we'll check hockey scores and basketball scores, and then we'll check news and a whole lot more. In High A action, bottom of the 7th inning, Spokane over Everett, 8-7. In the top of the 9th, Hillsborough over Vancouver, 2-0. Top of the 5th, Tri-Cities over Eugene, 6-1. Final scores, Asheville over Greensboro, 3-0 in second game. 3-7-1 for Asheville, 0-1-2 for Greensboro. In the first game, Greensboro outlasted Asheville 3-1, 3-4-0 for Greensboro, and 1-4-1 for Asheville. Okay. In another double dip, it's been a crazy night for doubleheaders. Beloit took a pair from Lansing, and the nightcap 5-1, 5-9-0 for Beloit, 1-4-1 for Lansing. In the first of the DH doubleheader, it was Beloit 3, Lansing nothing, 3-6-0 for Beloit, 0-3-1 for Lansing. Final score in 11 innings. Hey, this was a regular game. Dayton over West Michigan, 3-0, 3-6-0 for Dayton, 0-5-1 for West Michigan. Aberdeen over Wilmington by a score of 5-4, 5-6-0 for Aberdeen, 4-6-2 for Wilmington. Winston-Salem over Hickory by a score of 5-2, 5-7-1 for Winston-Salem, 2-7-0 for Hickory. South Bend over Great Lakes, 11-4, 11-8-2 for South Bend, 4-4-2 for Great Lakes. Rome over Hudson Valley, 12-10, 12-12-2 for Rome, 10-12-2 for Hudson Valley. Lake County over Peoria by a score of 3-2, 3-5-0 for Lake County, 2-7-3 for Peoria. Wisconsin beat Cedar Rapids 7-3, 7-8-0 for Wisconsin, 3-10-1 for Cedar Rapids. Brooklyn beat Bowling Green 20-6. That deserves a bell ring. 2019-0 for Brooklyn, 6-9-2 for Bowling Green. Greenville and Jersey Shore and Quad Cities and Fort Wayne postpone their games due to weather. Let's go now for our final short. That is to single A action. Middle of the 7th inning, Visalia over Rancho Cucamonga, 12-7. Bottom of the 7th inning, Stockton over Fresno, 5-4. Bottom of the 6th, San Jose and Modesto tied at 5. End of 6 innings, Inland Empire over leads Lake Elsinore 7-1. Final scores: Myrtle Beach over Augusta 11-5, 11-15-1 for Myrtle Beach, 5-5-1 for Augusta. Jupiter over Clearwater 4-2, 4-6-0 for Jupiter, 2-6-0 for Clearwater. Columbia over Lynchburg by a score of 3-1, 3-7-2 for Columbia, 1-2-1 for Lynchburg. Final score in 10 innings: Lakeland over Tampa, 10-9, 10-7-2 for Lakeland, 9-9-2 for Tampa. Dunedin over St. Lucie, 5-1, 5-5-1 for Dunedin, 1-3-0 for St. Lucie. Fort Myer over Bradenton, 6-2, 6-7-1 for Fort Myer, 2-4-4 for Bradenton. Down east over Fayetteville by the score of 4-3, 4-5-0 for Down East, 3-5-0 for Fayetteville. Charleston over Delmarva, 12-6, 12-14-3 for Charleston, 6-10-3 for Delmarva. Myrtle Beach over Augusta, 3-2, 3-8-0 for Myrtle, 2-3-1 for Augusta. Kannapolis, Carolina, Salem and Fredericksburg, Palm Beach and Daytona, they were postponed. They'll be played the next day in doubleheader action. Oh, joy. Yes, indeed. There comes a sick, psychotic, oh, joy from us. Don't ask me why, but it feels good. Okay, let me take another swig here of there we go. Okay, let's go from MLB to the NBA. And, well, kind of looks like, what does it look like? Well, we'll tell you what it looks like. Well, it looks like the Golden State Warriors will have to wait another day to find out who they're going to be playing against in the NBA Finals. Tonight, the Heat of Miami took over and beat the Boston Celtics 111-103. The series is tied 3-3 with Game 7, the penultimate game. They'll be played on Sunday. So get ready, because I have a feeling it's going to be Miami and Golden State. Now, if lucky, I'm hoping the Celtics do it, because there's going to be history made this year. Okay, we go now from the hardwood to the hard synthetic ice, and that is the NHL. And already it kind of looks like, Blues tried, but the Colorado Avalanche has done it. They have eliminated the Blues 4-2. Final score: Colorado Avalanche 3, St. Louis Blues 2. Helm for Colorado, 1 goal. Comfer for Colorado, 2 goals, and Falk for St. Louis, 1 goal. Let's give you an update on the playoff and tell you where things stand up a moment. And right now, this magic moment, right now we got in the Eastern final, it'll be Tampa Bay Lightning taking on either the Carolina Hurricane or the New York Rangers. Carolina leads that series 3-2. Game 6 will be Saturday, 8 p.m. in the Garden of New York. While the Western Conference final It is the Edmonton Oilers, and they will be needing yet another day to find out who their opponent's going to be. Who their opponent is going to be. Yes. Is this true? Is it true? Is it true? Yeah. See, no. The Calgary Flames will take on the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Yes, I know. Okay, so I think this is the Western Conference. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Western Conference. You're gonna have Colorado taking on Edmonton. And you're going to have the Tampa Bay Lightning taking see, do we have the photographic evidence? Yes, we do. See, already I'm screwing up doing his stream tonight. Definitely going to be worth the look as he will continue to his recap of Depp versus Amber Heard. That's right. That went to the jury. And very interesting closing remarks. So join Nick Ricada and his guest tonight as he takes a recap look at Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard and a lot more on Lost Explaining the Interweb tonight at midnight Eastern, 11 Central. All right. Oilers will play the Avalanche in the Western Final. That final will start on Tuesday. Rangers Hurricane to set up the Eastern Conference Final. So if we got the Biggles here, if we do, we have right now we just have let's see, Calgary and the Oilers. No, I mean Colorado and the Oilers. And we will have either Carolina or the Rangers to meet with the two-time defending Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. Of course, the winner of both games, the Avalanche and Oilers, Tampa Bay and either Carolina or the New York Rangers will take on that last step to Lord Stanley's coveted chalice. So there you go. All righty, I think we have completed that portion of sports. So let's shoot some tubes and let's go to our next topic, of course, that is soccer. So let's go to our friends over at the BBC and let's give you full updates on what the hell has happened in the world of soccer. In international friendly, Thailand defeated Turkmenistan 1-0. Irish Premier Division action, Bohemians and Drogheda United tied at 1. Derry City and Finn Harps tied at 2. Dundalk beat St. Patrick's Athletic 1-0. UCD and Sligo Rovers tied at 1. And Shamrock Rovers over Shelbourne 2-0. And we are about 34 minutes away from ending the tonight's stream of consciousness. And we're not even completely done yet. Might be doing some karaoke tonight, so As they say in the world, stay tuned. We're going to do our best to entertain you during our last moments here. Okay, in Italy, Liga A playoffs, Virtus Bologna over Tortona, 77-73. In Spain, their basketball league playoffs started, and Barcelona defeated Gran Canaria 93-82. In baseball, let's check with the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Japanese baseball, Hanshin Tigers over the Chiba Marines, 1-0. Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks defeated the Hiroshima Carp 7-0. Nippon Ham Fighters over the Omuri Giants 3-2. Chinichi Dragons over the Oric Buffaloes 4-1. Yakult Swallows over Rakuten Golden Eagles 8-1. Yokohama Bay Stars and Cebu Lightning. How could you describe the Lightning? It was lightning. Yakult Swallows over the Rakuten Golden Eagles 8-1. Chunichi Dragons over the York Buffaloes 4-1. Yokohama Bay Stars over Cebu Lions 1-0. Let's see if we got some updates, and yes, we do, for Major League Baseball. In the 7th inning, Los Angeles Angels tied with the Toronto Blue Jays at 3. 8th inning, it's the Dodgers over the Diamondbacks 6-2. 9th inning, it's Oakland and Texas tied at 5. And in the 8th inning, it's San Diego and Pittsburgh tied at 3. And also in the 8th inning, Seattle Mariners over the Houston Astros 6-1. And finally, in South Korea, the Korean Baseball Organization, SSG Landers over Kia Tigers 8-1. Hanwha Eagles over the KT Wiswon 4-0. OG Twins over Samsung Lions 5-0. Kawoom Heroes over the Lottie Giants 8-0. And Doosan Bears over the NC Dinos 6-1. Also in cricket, the Rajasthan Royals defeated the Royal Challengers Bangalore by 7 wickets. Sri Lanka beat Bangladesh by 10 wickets, 506 to 365. Okay, it is time now. Before we say our goodnights to you, it is time now for an event that we brought you last night, Steve's Sporty Balls. And that's right, folks, it is the Sporty Baller of the evening. And that, my friends, so who is going to be our baller for the night, folks? Who will it be knocking at my door? I don't know. It's going to be fun to find out. Boom. So, let's see. Anybody with... Oh, we also got to do headlines. I know. But, let's see. We got... you know what? I think what we're going to do is we're going to give the Baller of the Night award to Mandy Summers, Shane Davis, and PTP. Patrick, or otherwise known as PTP. So congratulations, guys. You are our Steve's Sporty Ballers of the night. Okay, let's get you some headlines before we call it a night. Well, with all the bad blood between Rolly Romero and Gervonta Davis ahead of their clash Saturday on Showtime pay-per-view, it seemed that things could boil over at the official weigh-ins on Friday. And it was Davis who made a move after the fighters had stepped off the scales, literally pushing Romero over the edge. After the fighters engaged in a brief stare down, Davis turned to the crowd and flexed. Romero stepped in front of Davis with his own flex, and Davis gave Romero a small shove, sending Romero falling off the stage or the edge of the stage. Wow. Romero, understandably upset at the embarrassing and potentially dangerous fall, jumped back on the stage and attempted to get to Davis, only for the teams and event personnel to hold the fighters apart, keeping the situation from going any further. I don't blame them. Okay, let's go from boxing to the NBA, and here is your NBA. The recent shakeup in the Denver Nuggets front office hasn't swayed two-time reigning NBA MVP Nikola Jokic stance when it comes to his longtime future with the franchise. Even though the guy who drafted him, team president Tom Connolly, is now heading to Minnesota. Jokic still plans to sign a Supermax contract extension with the Nuggets if and when it is offered by Denver over the offseason. According to Shams Charania and Sharana and Sam Amick, Jokic is eligible for a 5-year, $260 million exchange. Anyway, Jokic is eligible for 5-year, $260 million extension that would kick in following 2022. Okay. So Jokic eligible, we said, for a 5-year, $260 million extension that would kick in following the 2022-2023 season. He has 1 year and $32 million remaining on his current contract. Good luck, sir. All right, let's go this one. And looks like the Lakers got themselves some ham as a coach. The Los Angeles Lakers have hired Milwaukee Bucks assistant Darvin Ham as their head coach, according to Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN. The Lakers interviewed a number of candidates, but as the search drew to a close, they focused on 3 finalists. Ham, former Portland Trailblazer head coach. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. But it's been a long day here, as you could tell by my voice. They focus, as we said, on 3 finalists: Ham, former Portland Trailblazers head coach Terry Stotts, and former Brooklyn Net head coach Kenny Atkinson. If by any chance does anything work here, yeah, but we just got a few things left before we call it a little notch of a night. All right. What do we do now? Okay, there you go. I think we're done. Well, we'll find out before we go any further, as the clock is our friend. And, well, there's nothing. Okay. Okay, the UEFA Champions League final, it'll be May 28th, which is today. 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Liverpool versus Real Madrid. We hope you'll tune in for the pregame show, the kickoff, and the postgame show. Kate Abdu, Thierry Henry, James Garther, and Micah Richards will be on site in Paris tomorrow or later today, so you can be able to see the game. Let's see what else. Yankees and the Rays did a little something in their coverage. If you clicked over to the Twitter accounts of the Yankees or Tampa Bay Rays on Thursday looking for coverage of their game against each other, came across something different. Both teams tweeted the same statement at the start of the game, saying there would be no game coverage this evening, and both teams would offer facts about the impacts of gun violence. And each team's Twitter feed then followed the same pattern, tweeting a fact along with a relevant source. All right, let's don't sweat the small stuff, just sweat the big stuff, as they say. And let's get going. By the way, two-time MVP Jokic plans to sign a hefty deal to stay with his team, $260 million. The Cleveland Browns agreed to a new deal with star tight end David Njoku. And 49ers Lance reveals what held him back in his rookie year. And the top 25-1 transfers pledge pushes Texas up in the big time. So there you go. And I think we are, I think we're done. Well, we gave them all the sports we got for tonight. We gave them a little yep. So I think we're done here. Yes, I gotta believe we are done here. So as the sun sets slowly, actually the moonlight sets slowly on our broadcast, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley saying thank you for tuning in, and we will be back tomorrow at 11:35. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. We're back tomorrow at 11:35. Good night, everybody.